10 wins, a cup championship, and one of the greatest seasons of all time. Kyle Larson just went down in the history books of NASCAR, and he had an insane season. And in this video, we're just going to be recapping the season specifically for Kyle Larson. And we're going to be looking at exactly how much he accomplished this season. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So one of the major accomplishments that Kyle Larson has had this season is winning 10 races. It started with in his fourth start for Hendrick Motorsports, the fourth race of the season. He won his first race, and after that, there was literally no looking back. At the Coke 600, he ended up winning Hendrick's 269th race for the organization. And just 1 week after that, their 270th win at Sonoma with Kyle Larson again. That's 2 in a row. And then at Nashville, he won for the third time. So that was his first 4 wins, and that included 3 races in a row. And after that, he did a little bit of winning in the middle of the season. And then once we get to the playoffs, he wins 5 out of the 10 races, including 4 of the last 5. So wins upon wins for Kyle Larson. That is a name. Kyle Larson's a name that we have seen in the front of the field all season long, and you can expect more of that for the future. So Kyle Larson, with these 10 wins, he also accomplished a lot of things along the way. First of all, he led the most laps in one season ever in NASCAR history, ever in a 36-race season. Of all the drivers who've been in the sport, all the legends, including Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt, of all these people, Kyle Larson has led the most laps. And that, if that doesn't show you how good Kyle Larson's season has been, I don't know what does. And if that doesn't show you, well, I'll give you one more stat. He won 3 consecutive races twice this season, starting with the Coke 600, Sonoma, and Nashville earlier in the season. And then just pretty recently, he won at Charlotte, the last race of the round of 12, and then Texas and Kansas, the first 2 races of the round of 8. So the last driver to win 3 consecutive races twice in one season was
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt was the last driver to win 3 consecutive races twice in one season. And that was, I believe, in 1987. So that was over 30 years ago, the last time that happened. So pretty impressive from Kyle Larson. And as I mentioned, 4 of the last 5. If it wasn't for Martinsville, you would have had 4 in a row. But, 4 of the last 5 is still amazing. And the main thing for Kyle Larson this season has just been winning. But it's not just this season. Really, over the past 2 years, Larson won about 50% of his starts on dirt in last season. And that is just completely insane. That's just crazy. I don't understand how you can drive, you face the best drivers in the world, and you just win 50% of the time. That literally does not make sense. Same thing when you're in a stock car. How do you face, literally the best competition that America has to offer and win 10 out of 36 races? And if it weren't for some bad luck at certain races like Atlanta, Kansas, Pocono, he would have at least 13 to 14 wins. So it's just crazy to think about what an insane season Kyle Larson has had. So we all know what an insane season he's had, but he capped it off with the Cup Championship. And this championship, although Larson did have a lot to do with it, obviously, a lot of the credit, really most of the credit, should go to the pit crew. They cranked out the second best pit stop all season on that last pit stop for Kyle Larson. That is really what put them in position to win this championship. A lot of credit goes to the pit crew. This race was won as a team. Larson not making mistakes, Cliff Daniels and the crew chief for the 5 making the necessary adjustments to keep them in the race, and then the pit crew setting them up for the victory. And obviously, disappointing to see Truex finish second in a championship for the 3rd time. That's just terrible. and I do feel bad for him. Part of me wished Truex won, even though Larson definitely deserved it. Chase Elliott would have been back-to-back if he won today, or if he won on Sunday, but he obviously didn't. Denny Hamlin still hasn't gotten a championship, and I think it's time for us to stop predicting about when Hamlin wins his championship, because it just might not happen at this point. But you never know. So, last thing I want to talk about. Before we wrap up this video, let's not take for granted how insane Kyle Larson has been this season. And he will definitely be winning races for the next 10 to 15 years. I would not be surprised if he had multiple championships and he was up there with the greatest of all time in wins. But let's not take for granted how much he's won. I'll give you a few examples. I mean, in the past, of us taking for granted drivers winning. Jeff Gordon, everybody hated it when he won in the late 1990s and early 2000s. And then, I mean, his last win of his career, everybody was cheering for him. And similar thing with Jimmy Johnson. Nobody wanted him to win 5 championships in a row. Nobody was rooting for him. And then his last 3 years where he didn't win, everybody was cheering for Jimmy Johnson, hoping that he'd win. So every single race that Kyle Larson wins, every race that really any driver wins, just really take it in, even if it's not your favorite driver. Especially, I'm saying specifically for Kyle Larson, because I know he's going to be winning a lot more than a lot of the drivers in the field. Kyle Larson is a generational talent, and he might be the best driver since Jeff Gordon. So just enjoy what's in front of your eyes. So don't complain about the format and how the same drivers are winning all the time. Just enjoy it. I mean, we all know the format is kind of scuffed, but I mean, just enjoy watching Kyle Larson, watching all these other drivers, Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, the other Championship 4 drivers. Just enjoy watching them win. And in this particular case, this is Larson's first season with Hendrick, and he showed everybody what he can do. And I expect a lot of great things to come for Kyle Larson and that 5 team. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe. We've got more videos coming up. That's it for me. Have a good one.